Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today we'll be going through a quote-unquote unboxing of a Non Scale Mazinkaiser from Mazinkaiser, released by Kotobykiya back in 2001. So this kit is basically a decade old now, and since then we've seen Bandai as well as Good Smile Company, I believe, also release a range of both Mazinkaiser and other related kits over the years. So I thought with my little March theme I would build a few of these kits. For some reason, actually, whether it was intentional or unintentional, do have an actual Mazinkaiser of Kotobykiya, Bandai and Good Smile Company to build throughout this month. So it will actually be interesting to do a final comparison of the three at the very end of the month. On the pretense I finish all three, but I'm hoping I do it. They don't look too difficult once we start looking through the runners. In case you're wondering, why does this not look like a box? So because it is a decade old, for the purposes of space, I consolidated a lot of my backlog, with the exception of the last few years, into Ziploc bags and into large plastic containers. At least that's what we call them here. I think other places call them totes. Effectively to save on space. And for me it actually did work. I managed to get a lot of space by flat packing all the boxes, getting all the kits out. It's quite scary to see how much space a typical box will take, and then times that by however many your backlog is. That's effectively cubic space taken up. But anyway, it's not the point of today's video. So, answer the question of where is the box. The box is flat packed somewhere, somewhere being my storage. But because I have the kit on me in its own little miniaturized container slash Ziploc, I thought I'd still go through the review of the manual and the runners, just so that everyone can get an idea of things. So, that being said, front of the instructions for Mazinkaiser, very basic artwork, nothing too flash, quite ominous to be honest. On the back, color guide, all in Japanese. So there you've got the finished product with and without the associated backpack. Now it'd be interesting to actually see how much of the kit is color accurate, but we'll see how things go. The actual runners didn't look too bad. So having a quick look at the instruction manual. So like all Kotobykiya manuals, obviously just how to take things out, breakdown of the runners that were included, and then into the actual construction. Not too bad, it looks like standard Kotobykiya, which will be interesting because last time I did a Kotobykiya kit was back in January for some Evangelion, and I will probably say I still have some lingering PTSD from that, with the awakened version of Evangelion 13 and the now comical loose knee syndrome. inside page, once again some story in Japanese. Be interesting to see if Google Translate can actually interpret some of that. Might have to try that my own time. Otherwise, reflection of the lights a bit. There we go. Just a nice, I'm assuming the actual product itself as a splash page. So nice look at. And then a few more pages on construction. We've got weapon assembly, wings, which don't seem to take too much, and final assembly of the wing / backpack going onto the main body. And then back to the color guide. So not a bad booklet. It looks like it should be quite straightforward and easy to do. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and because I'm actually quite interested. Knee-wise, looks like it will be much more robust than what we saw in the Ava kit back in January. But then looking at that finished product and then comparing back to an Ava, in terms of body proportions, significant difference. So a lot of that would be attributed to that. Anyway, let's have a look at the runners. So runner A, I've just realized black on black is probably not great. So black frame, from what I can tell, so this is the A runner. Hands and thumbs by the looks of it. Can't tell what the bottom left is, but it's pretty much just your hands for the kid. Another black frame with one piece having detached a bit from the actual runner. Once again, another black runner. Not too great on a black mat, apologise for that. Probably chest and maybe lower torso. The C runner, once again another black runner. I would dare say probably the lower limbs and maybe parts of the arms. And the reason why I think that is because there are two of them. Exactly the same. If you can see the overlay there. No pieces missing, so given that they're exactly the same, one would definitely feel comfortable knowing that it's probably for the leg construction and maybe some arms. Getting into some actual color now, so here is the D runner, just the one piece, being the actual sword blade itself. Not too bad. It's only joined in two places, so cleaning that up shouldn't be too difficult. It may not show up very well in the video. It does have a bit of a reflective surface, so whilst I may call it grey, it's probably that silver injection for the actual blade itself to give it a bit more sheen than what you would get from a normal grey. In fact, I will put that to the side because, so here's the E runner. Now, lighting notwithstanding, this is what I would probably call grey. So looking at D and E together, So if E is grey, hopefully you can see some of the actual differences in the plastic between the D and the E runners. But looking at E, probably bits of the torso, I would imagine, maybe some arms. I suspect this piece here is probably for the head, and there's only one of that. One F runner, once again another grey. I assume probably parts of the main torso, but it's not an overly large runner. And here we have the G runner, another grey one. Interesting to see some of the actual detailing on, I assume, probably upper leg joint. This potentially could be elbow, maybe. So there's a bit of detailing. In fact, there's a bit of detailing on this one here. If it focuses, here we go. So there's some detailing and panel lining opportunities. Other pieces are very much dead flat. And with the G runner, we actually have two of these. And nothing's been cut out, so these are two of the exact same runner being included. So chances are, I will hazard a guess, being the arms. We have one H runner, once again in that nice light grey. Can't really make a firm guess on what these parts would be, although I'm assuming probably joints of some description. Interesting how they're also somewhat hollow, especially for these pseudo ball sockets. So it'll be interesting to see how they come through during the build process. Moving into some red, so our third set of coloured runners. So runner I, all red. I'd imagine probably the left side of the runner wings, the right probably, I would like to say the head, but we'll see how it goes. The J runner, which I'm going to put down since it's actually a bit bigger than I was expecting. So given it's the only piece on the actual runner itself, wing through and through, and because it's a wing, there is indeed a second J runner, and if I can try and overlay them, exactly the same runner. We're missing pieces. There's just the one piece here. That is a very nice red. It's quite a solid looking piece as well. So if I just put one down, you would think there would have been some hollowing somewhere, but it's actually a very solid looking piece. So it'll be interesting to see how it looks. Doesn't feel too heavy, but it will be interesting to see how we go with handling weight and how it's managed on the actual final kit. We have a K runner. I think it's supposed to be that wonderful pseudo gold look, which to be honest it actually doesn't look too bad, but once again the lighting is probably making it look better than what it may really be. No, it's not too bad. I've seen some other golds that have been a bit more questionable in terms of its colour. It's actually not too bad. So looking at most of this, I would suspect probably the sword, especially with this. I imagine that's part of the hilt, and the rest are probably just other parts that go on the main body. The L-runner joints, I assume, once again. Be interesting to see if these joints are used in exchange of other places that we saw from some of the earlier grey runners, or if both are used just in different places. Once again, we've actually got some nice scribing already on some of these pieces, so getting the panel lining on these should actually be quite easy. And in fact, overall, there's definitely some panel lining opportunities, but because it's more of a humanoid in shape and not so much of a mechanical, very hard-edged look, might even save some time not having to do too much panel lining. And to top it off, there's actually a second L1. So there's two L runners, trying to overlay them once again, and there are no missing pieces or missing sections, so there we go. Now I haven't taken it out of the bag because, one, there is a piece that I would be very scared to lose. So here is a M runner with literally one piece on it. No idea what it is. I want to say, given how small it is, it's potentially detailing for the head. In fact, looking at this stray piece here, the camera will pick it up. You can see the pre-painted eyes, so this will be most likely part of the actual head build of Mazinkaiser. So I do like how Kotobykiya do make some of these pre-painted pieces. A little bit scary when they're on their own like that and not on a runner, but that's also why they're all happily in a small plastic bag. Now, because it's been a while, I don't remember if I've cut out other pieces, such as the next runner I'll go through, because it does look like the bag has been somewhat torn, but as I said, it's been a while, I actually can't remember, and I probably kept it like this, one because of this piece at the bottom here, and two, just to keep that M runner safe and secure. But if anyone wants to ask me how many bags came in this box, I sadly cannot remember, but I'll see if I can try and find some artwork online. Potentially I'll just see if there is anything on Darlong and reference it somewhere in the video if I can. We have a N runner in, now I call this translucent red. I'm sure there's probably better ways to describe it. I mean, it's a clear red, but the reason why I say translucent is because I can't technically see straight through it. There is some actual I guess refraction. Physicists, please don't hurt me. Wasn't my strong point of the light. So some light will go through it, but it's not a, to me anyway, it doesn't feel like it's a clear pass through, which is why I call it more translucent than clear. But there you go, there's a nice shot of that. There is some etching on some of these pieces at the bottom. I'm not sure how well that'll display. Not too sure where these will go, but we'll see. And lastly, good old PC runner. In fact, we actually have two. And if I overlay them, they're exact copy in black. So that's not too bad. So far with this particular kit, if there has been runner duplication, they're the exact same runner, where Bandai will sometimes start omitting sections of a duplicate runner, or at least going to give you the elements of the runner that's specific for the actual build. No foil stickers or transfers for this one, so that's a bit of a change. Everything that you see is purely what's been shown on the video. Definitely looking forward to putting this together. I may end up doing some color corrections as I go through. Just looking at, I think the one thing that stands out is some of this yellow on the backpack. That image does make it look yellow, but having now gone through all the runners, the closest thing to the yellow was gold, so that I might change with some paint if I'm not feeling the pre-injected gold color, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of everything that was in the box at some point in time. This will probably take me a few days to put together. So if you follow my Instagram, you'll definitely see a lot of the work in progress shots. And in terms of a final video, maybe tail end of next week, we'll see how things go. I'm still working out a solid video recording and upload schedule, given that I do have some other things on my current plate that I'm just waiting to see if they end up coming to fruition, or if I need to do some extra work in some other places. Definitely positive things, nothing bad, but it does have ramifications on timing and flexibility for video recordings, so we'll see how things go. But I would say follow me on Instagram, definitely, to get the work in progress, and you'll definitely see there first anyway any completed posts of the kit before some of the fancy video reviews get uploaded. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been a bit of a long video, but that's okay. Probably a fairly long one in the sense it's been my first really full-blown actual review of a kit. Feel free to leave a comment down below and a like if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe if you wish to follow my channel and stay up to date with upcoming releases. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, and the link will be down in the description. Once again, thank you for your support. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you all next time. See ya.